everybody, and John here on To The Garage. Today I'm in Exeter and I've just had the first service done on my Navara NP300. So thought it'd be a good time to give you guys an update on how things are going, what the service was like, the experience and the cost, and how the Navara has been faring. It's really noisy here in Exeter, so I'll quick scan around the car and then get inside to talk to you. First thing to say is best part about having a main dealer service your car or truck is they wash it rather nicely, and my car knocks up the miles, normally looks a bit grubby, is covered in bugs, and I've made a really decent job of cleaning her up. Driven it a couple of miles, but yeah, not too bad at all. While we're on the outside, one thing of note I've been quite impressed with is I've now done 19,000 miles on this set of tyres. I'm going to wait for the sirens to finish. Yeah, 19,000 miles on this set of tyres. And they're still in really good nick. My previous cars was a Jaguar XF, and that used to get through tyres really quickly. And we're talking 8,000 or 9,000 miles. But these are not only wearing well, but very even. My friend Gareth I mentioned before, he's got an L200, had very similar time, and I can't quote you his mileage, but it's not going to be a million miles away from mine. He's looking at getting a new set of tyres on his truck. Differences in driving styles obviously have an effect, but yeah, they're lasting well. So we're back inside the truck, and interior's been given a clean as well. They've hoovered and cleaned the dashboard and a few other bits and pieces, but yeah, not bad at all. Next thing is I've had a little look through the paperwork, and it just shows the conventional service. They have to tick a little box that says no recalls, upgrades, etc, etc. What I am aware of, just because I'm quite anal with my vehicles, is that the display here, this is trip distance, has a little picture of a truck on the right hand side, little silhouette. That was not there previously on that display. Doesn't mean anything. But what it does tell me is that the vehicle has been reflashed. So while they've had the OBD connector in, they've upgraded, refreshed, revised something on the software. But it's not noted anywhere in the documentation. So a little bit interesting that that's happened, and they haven't referenced it. You'd say it was a good thing generally. You get the normal wedge of paperwork, most of which is of no consequence when you take a vehicle to a main dealer. This is the checklist, which shows nothing of consequence, but does show that they've checked various bits and pieces, including the tyres. Give that to light for you, and you can see very even wear, and they start out at 9mm as referenced by the spare tyre, and this is only done, has done just under 19,000 miles. Brake wear 25%. I'll take the credit for that. I'm quite light on the brakes. I don't know what left and right steering is, but I have them. They've checked the oil levels, drive belts, seat belts, etc, etc. Nothing overly clever. Exhausting okay, Nick, etc, etc. The only thing that they've referenced as not correct, which I knew about, requires AdBlue, and they did phone me and said you want us to top it up, so they did. So what does this fabulous experience cost me? Another check sheet which it actually says the same thing. Let's look at the cost. So here it all is, and I basically charge £168 for labour, essentially their part of the deal. Safety checks free, complimentary wash and vacuum allegedly free, that'll be in the price at the top. Air filter £18.41. Air filter kit, not sure what the kit part is. £18.41. I've not actually looked how big the filter is. That's quite expensive for a standard filter, but not extraordinary. Screen wash £1.68, fine. Oil filter £9.27, fine. Fluid.4, which would suggest that's brake fluid, at £9.22. I don't think they've changed the brake fluid on this. That's a hell of a lot to top it up. I don't know where that's come from. AdBlue, it's a main dealer, I'm not going to argue with that. Castrol Edge 6, I'm guessing 1 litre bottles, has cost me £41.46. As a little bit tacked on because if you use 1 litre bottles, but again, that's not actually extraordinary. So the parts, okay. The labour, basically it's cost me £168 to have my washer bottle filled, oil filter and air filter changed. I'm more than capable of doing these sorts of things myself, but I'm basically letting them do it because it's a brand new vehicle and I just want to keep the value high, and I want it to be checked out for recalls, because the recalls, there can be quite a few of them on newish vehicles in their life. So, other faults that I picked up whilst doing the first 19,000 miles, very, very few. In fact, in all cases, you could say that they're not faults at all. Number one, the auto braking assist system, which has some sort of radar, sonar, don't really know, in the front, which detects that you're coming up a little bit too fast behind the car in front. A few occasions that has tripped a light on the dashboard saying not operating. That has always been when I'm driving through a monsoon. So that's probably just the operating limits of the kit, and it just can't function in that. Number two is that the my car's fitted with sunroof. It has a electric tilt slide system and a manual blind. Probably operator error. We've managed to get the blind when the sunroof is neither forward nor back properly, get it in the wrong position, and then the sunroof jams when you try and close it, and you have to keep wriggling the blind and get it into the right place. Just got it out of sync. If you leave the blind well alone and let the sunroof pull it open, then it's good. Sunroof doesn't close it, you close it yourself, good. You just get an issue if the sunroof's open and you try and close the blind, it gets out of sync. But you know, you jiggle it, it's all good. It's just something that has driven me so spare and so distracted that I've had to do something about it. And that is, the vehicle has central locking, which is great, on everything except the rear tailgate. And you know, I carry around all sorts of bits and pieces, and although the top locks, the canopy, the tailgate doesn't, and if you took a run up with the tailgate, it's very heavy, you'd soon be able to open it. So you do want to lock the thing, and to lock it you need a manual key, and the manual key is you open up your transponder, slide out the key. Now it's in two parts. So you use the key in the lock, Do you put that straight back in there? Definitely should. Do you put that down whilst you get bits and pieces out? You're going to end up losing one or both of these very quickly. So didn't like it. So I fitted a tailgate central locking system, which is brilliant, and I'll show you that in another video. But I say it's a design fault more than an error in the car. It's just driven me mental, so it's fixed. I'll leave a link to the central locking kit that I used in the description below the video, so you can check that out if you're interested. Another issue that I had is, and it's an irritant really, again, rather than a fault, is I have to park in a car park that's very steep, and whenever I park on that car park, I seem to be nose down and jump in the car, start her up, drive off. Within a few seconds it's saying the oil level's low, and that will stay on until you turn the ignition off and back on again. Obviously I check it, there is no issue, it's just it's been sitting at a funny angle. But if you drive 200 miles, it'll have 200 miles of you've got low oil, and just irritating. Other than that, the vehicle's been absolutely great so far. First 19,000 miles done. I'll give you another report when we get to another milestone. Please comment, tell us what you're doing with your Navara. What sorts of faults you've been seeing on the NP300. We're really interested to know if you get the same experience as me. Are my tyres lasting particularly well, or is that just my imagination? And please subscribe, and look forward to seeing you again and giving you some more information on the NP300, the T25, the Jeep Renegade, the XK8, the Gravity Chariot in my garage, and all the other projects that we're working on at the moment. See you soon.